Hello class, it's Miss Roberts here, and today we're going to talk about several connected assignments. We will be exploring disparities in cultural and structural situations in society. So let's begin with the assignments. Okay, so first we have the privilege assignment, and the goal of this assignment is to look inward and think about what privileges do we have in society and to think about the disadvantages that other people have or people with marginalized identities have. I have a video that talks about this and gives visual representation of what that looks like. They take a group of people and they ask them to move forward if they relate to a statement that will indicate privilege, or they will step back if they indicate a statement or if they relate to a statement that indicates a disadvantage or they be asked to stay in place. It's a very interesting watch. And after you watch the video, you're going to think about your own experiences with different types of privilege, whether that be racial, gender, sexual orientation, ability or disability status, socioeconomic, educational status, etc. And think about the disadvantages you experience belonging to several different groups that I just named. And describe what ways this has impacted your life. Now that you have evaluated your own relationship to privilege and marginalization, you're going to choose topics where you focus on, excuse me, focus on a societal subject area and a community that is impacted. So, for example, you could focus on education, criminal justice system, politics, healthcare, sports, etc. And think about who is impacted in these parts of society. Now, for this assignment, you can change your subject of interest later, but at least you get to think about what your topic's going to be and start thinking about how our diversity affects or impacts how we move society. Once you figure it out, you can either use this example that you used for question number 2, or you can change it later. But once you decided which topic you're going to explore, you're going to pick a demographic focus. So it can be based on race, gender, ability or disability, mental health status, physical health status, ageism, socioeconomic disparities, weight, etc., and the context. So the focus and the context. Context being education, neighborhoods, retail access, justice system, courts, corporation, etc. So you'll pick a marginalized group and then you'll pick the context in which they are impacted or experience marginalization in. So in the mini outline, I just want you to pick a topic at this point and just break down what your subtopics are going to be. So you're going to pick your thesis statement. So this is kind of like a working thesis statement. It's not set in stone, but at least you'll have a main idea of your focus. And then you'll break down your subtopics. So in a traditional 5-paragraph college essay, you'll have your introduction with a thesis statement and your 3 body paragraphs. So if you have your 3 body paragraphs, you can have a 4th one if you want, but if you have your 3 body paragraphs, after you pick your focus and context, you'll have to break down, you'll have to break down what those subtopics are going to be. But on the prompt, I do give you a little bit of help. So let's go to the prompt right here. All right. So as I explained before, and this video will go directly on top, I just want to record it. This is the back end version, so it's going to look a little bit different. Here are some ways that you can divide those body sections, okay? So for your introduction, you're going to provide an explanation of the disparity that you choose and talk about how they relate to one another, talk about your thesis. Then you're going to talk about the history and development of the disparity. So look at the historical context. Why are these group of people marginalized in this context? Also remember, you're going to use at least 4 outside sources, and you're required to write between 3 to 5 pages, double spaced, and include a works cited or reference page at the end with your citations. Up here I have Noodle Tools, which I'm going to show you. It will help you put your sources in MLA or APA format, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But make sure to have your 3 to 5 pages double spaced with this content, and I'll go back to the content in a minute. Use at least 4 outside sources and include a works cited or reference page, which is a list of the sources at the end of your paper. Just know that your reference or works cited page is not counted towards the page count. So you have to have at least 3 full pages double spaced minimum, and then include your works cited page. So again, we have our introduction where you talk about your topic and your thesis statement. Then the first body paragraph, you're going to talk about the history and development of the disparity. Then you're going to analyze the disparity, compare and contrast the lives of the privileged versus the underprivileged in the context that you choose. Talk about what was the impact of the disparity has had on society. How do we speak about the disparity? So how do we view or what words are used about the disparity? How can we improve the language or word choice around the disparity? So we're talking about the societal viewpoints in section 3. And then finally, we'll have solutions. So describe how we can decrease the gap within the disparity. Talk about how these issues and these problems can be solved. Of course, use in-text citations and any other thoughts you have about the disparity and how can society work together to bridge that gap and solve the problem. And then your conclusion is pretty much reflective, like what you learned from the process of researching, and your final commentary. Your research and formatting are also included in your scoring, and that's about it. So let me know if you have any questions. Next, I'm going to show you the Noodle Tools, excuse me, I'll show you the Noodle Tools website to help you put your works cited page together. So this is Noodle Tools Express, and this is one of many citation tools that you can use to put it all together. Many people use MLA format, but you can use APA format as well. We don't use Chicago style in this class, but this will be useful for other courses. So let's go to MLA format, and then we can go to website, create citation. Notice that you'll have boxes below. You'll put whatever information that you have in those boxes. Any information you don't have, the generator will omit. And if you go back, here's Noodle Tools again. A little bit harder to go back to the main page. If I choose some source from the database, create citation, and it's from a periodical, it will create wait just a moment. I will use another source. I think it's because it is, I think my computer is messing up at this moment. Let's look at journal. I apologize. I apologize. So say if we go to the drop-down menu into journal, you'll see that the boxes have changed. Okay. So please forgive me for my, excuse me, my computer was glitching a little bit, but it is pretty seamless as far as and transferring information from what you have into the boxes, and it'll create a citation once you press save. And that's about it. If you have any questions, let me know either through the inbox or via email. Thank you so much and have a good evening. Bye.